Hi guys, today we're going to create this cute little button wristlet. It goes like this. This one I made for my daughter, so it's a little bit small on me, but you can make it any size that you want. So what we're going to need is some worsted weight yarn and a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. And then for the flower, which kind of looks like a chrysanthemum, we're going to need some fingering yarn and a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook. And you'll also need a button for the band. I'm using quite a big button. It probably is the size of an American 5-cent piece. So we're going to start out by chaining 7. So get your worsted weight yarn and make a slip knot. And let's chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to start with the starting double crochet stitch. So you're going to pull up a loop like this, just pull it out a little bit, wrap it around your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that counts as your first double crochet. So now we're going to double crochet in the rest of these chains. My laundry is done. 6 more times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's my 7 double crochets, and this does count as one, that starting double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to start with another starting double crochet, so pull out your stitch a little bit, wrap it around, pull through, and wrap it around, pull through. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn. So we're going to skip this stitch here, and we're going to double crochet in the top. So of the next double crochet. So it looks like that. Chain 1, skip this stitch here, and double crochet in the next. Looks like this now. Chain 1 and double crochet in that last, the standing double crochet, which can be quite hard because it's a different double crochet. Now we have this. Alright, now we're going to start with that standing double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet 6 more times. So I'm just going to go into this chain 1 space, double crochet, then double crochet in the top of the next double crochet, double crochet in the chain 1 space, into the top of the next double crochet into the chain 1 space, and then into the top of the next double crochet. So now we have something like this, and it's these 2 rows that we just repeat until the bracelet is long enough. So for my 7-year-old, I repeated them 5 more times. So I'll just do 1 repeat, and then you guys can take it from there. You start with the starting double crochet, chain 1 and turn, and then you're just going to skip a stitch, double crochet, chain one, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, and then start with that starting double crochet. I don't know why I want to call it that, and then just double crochet down the line into the chain 1 space, into the top of the double crochet, into the chain 1 space, into the top of the double crochet, into the chain 1 space, into the top of the double crochet. There that is. Another repeat done. And just going to repeat this until it can wrap around your wrist. You want the first part to be able to overlap so you can put that button on. And I'll meet you back there. Alright, here we are. I have enough repeats. Now we are simply going to chain 1 and we are going to single crochet all the way around the piece. And in each corner you'll need to do at least 2 single crochets to turn the corner. I am doing approximately 2 single crochets per double crochet, if that makes any sense. So in the top of this double crochet, I'm doing 2 single crochets before you move on to the next. So it's just going to single crochet all the way around and meet back at the beginning. Here I've come to my first corner. I just want to show you the corner. So I do a single crochet and I do a single crochet in that same spot and it turns the corner. So I can keep single crocheting along the top. And I do 7 single crochets along each top. And then to turn the corner, you're just going to do another single crochet and it turns it really nicely. After you get back to the beginning, I just slip stitch into the top of that first stitch and chain 1 and cut the yarn. I like to leave a long tail on both ends because I'm going to be sewing that button on. Button goes there and the flower goes here in the center. Now for the flower. This is going to be kind of hard to see because it's very thin yarn and a very little hook. So you're going to use the magic circle and pull up a loop and chain 2. And then you're going to do 15 double crochets into the loop. The chain 2 does count as your first double crochet. Just keep double crocheting around and end up with 15. Plus the chain 2 will make 16. Alright, so after you have these 16 double crochets, you're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2. And then making this flower is very, very simple. You're going to be working into the post of each of your double crochets and you're just going to go around like you normally do. So chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to chain 6 and then you're going to work into the front post and then do a single crochet stitch into that post. That's your first petal. You're going to put 3 petals in each front post double crochet. So chain 6, and then go into the front post again, the same one you did before, do a single crochet. I think the single crochet makes the little petals stand up more, but you can do a slip stitch. And then you're just going to chain 6 again. And then in that front post, go in, do a single crochet. So this is really hard to see, but now you have 3 curvy little petals in the front post of that stitch. Now you're going to do the same thing in the very next stitch, which is right here. See that? So you're going to chain 6, single crochet in the front post, chain 6, single crochet in the same, chain 6, single crochet in the same front post. And then you're going to move on to the next one. So I'll do the next one and show you guys. So I've chained 6, find that next double crochet. It gets really hard to see. Do a single crochet into that, chain 6. And then one more, chain 6. And slip into that front post double crochet and do a single crochet. Now you can see how it's starting to pop up and make little flowers. So in each front post, which means that you put your needle around the post of the stitch instead of up here, you're going to do chain 6 single crochet 3 times in each double crochet around. So here's my finished flower, and then all I'm going to do is tie a knot and then use one of them to tie, let's see, put it right there. And then I'm just gonna sew around the inner circle. Then I'm going to leave this one back here, grab up this one, and then just do a few little sewing with it, and tie them together, and cut the yarn. Now I'm going to sew my button on. Just going to use this tail to weave it in until it's where I want the button. And do a few, 1 or 2 pass-throughs. You can't even see that, it's so dark. Tie it off and weave in the end. Then I'm just going to weave in this last tail and then we're done. And there is our bracelet. You can just slip it through. I like it. You guys tell me if you like it and what you think.